But we are going to start with a brand new interview with Brentford Sporting Director Phil Giles, who's given an update on the future of Manchester United target Bryan Mbeumo and the captain Christian Norgaard, who's closing in on that move to Arsenal. This just into us.
How closer are we to knowing the future of Bryan Mbeumo? He's been an incredible player for the club, but can you give us any updates on him?
There's significant interest in Bryan. I think it's been documented and publicised about his current preference. I think, from what I understand, he's also, if needs be, happy to stay at Brentford next year as well. So listen, let's see on that. I think our position is he had an unbelievable season last year. We expected interest in him. If that deal's right, there's a deal to do. And if it's not, then he'll stay. You
mentioned there that they're interested in Bryan leaving, but also there's been conversations that he could stay as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken to Bryan, his representatives. It's not a given that he's going to depart this summer. There is interest. He had a great season last season, so it's inevitable there'll be interest in him. If we get the right offer, then there's potentially a deal to be done. But there's only so much we can say right now on that.
Significantly as well, Christian Norgaard could be joining Arsenal. We know that there's a deal in the pipeline. Where are we with that move?
Arsenal approached us in the last 2 weeks about Christian. I've been seeing regularly there. I spoke to Andrea Berta. As it stands at the minute, I think it's fair to say it's probably more likely to happen than not. But listen, again, we have to go through the full process, tick all the boxes, and then we'll see at the end of it.
In that transfer, though, you'll be losing your captain, someone who's made such a great influence on the club and the team. How significant is it to probably be going into the next season without Christian Norgaard?
He'll be a fantastic player for us, unbelievable. I'm actually happy for him with the opportunity. He's kind of earned the opportunity to, at this age, age 31, this stage of his career, to go and have an opportunity to go and try and win some trophies. It isn't done yet, obviously, but we're aware that if and when he does depart, we have some a leadership void to fill. Also thinking about Ben Mee, who also left this summer as well. Mark Flecken was an experienced goalkeeper, so we're aware of the squad and the blend of experiences that we have in the squad, and we'll look to cover it.
Yeah, some interesting comments there from Giles. Then James Savundra joins me on set now. Look, he hinted that Mbeumo only wants United, but is happy to stay at Brentford if the deal can't be agreed. So where are we with the deal then?
That was really interesting, saying that he'll be happy to stay. I think it seems unlikely that Bryan Mbeumo will be a Brentford player, even by the time the players return for pre-season, just simply because of how close Brentford and Manchester United are right now. There was a bid that went in on Friday, which was rejected by Brentford. That was worth up to £62.5 million. The previous bid was £55 million, with £45 million up front, £10 million in add-ons. We understand Brentford want in excess of £60 million, and they want as much of that money guaranteed as possible. I think ideally they want to see a similar fee to what Manchester United paid for Matheus Cunha, which was £62.5 million. That was the release clause that Manchester United triggered. So we're getting very close right now. I think Brentford just want more money guaranteed up front, and as Phil Giles was saying there, it's something we've been reporting over the course of the last few days. There has been plenty of interest in Bryan Mbeumo, but he wants to join Manchester United. And I do think, with the clubs remaining in talks, that we are getting very, very close to them having an agreement.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because Brentford's players have done so well for them, but now they're all in the shop window and everyone's nicking them, basically, none more so than their captain, Christian Norgaard. What's happening there? Is he going to Arsenal?
And it was really nice to hear Phil Giles talk about being really happy for Christian Norgaard to get this opportunity to complete a move to Arsenal. 6 years of service, 2 years as captain as well. He's been a real leader for Brentford over the course of the last few years, because Brentford haven't just survived in the Premier League, they've thrived. They've been such an addition to the top flight over the course of the last 4 seasons. And he's expected to have a medical with Arsenal early this week. There's a deal in place worth up to £15 million, so £10 million up front. It'll be worth up to £15 million if all the add-ons are completed. And he's set to arrive as a replacement for Thomas Partey, whose contract expires today at Arsenal. Yeah,
which is something we were anticipating, isn't it? So where does their midfield stand then? Is that the rebuild almost done?
It's almost complete. Martin Zubimendi will be confirmed as an Arsenal player as early as this week. Arsenal triggered that £51 million release clause in his contract at Real Sociedad. There's an agreement in place when it comes to a long-term contract. So you'll be in a situation where Christian Norgaard and Martin Zubimendi, 99.9% chance that they'll be travelling with the squad to head to Singapore and Hong Kong for the club's pre-season tour. And what will be interesting is you'll have Christian Norgaard in an Arsenal shirt coming up against Thomas Frank, who will be managing Tottenham. Things move so quickly in football. And Arsenal move quickly in terms of their rebuild as well, because Jorginho out of contract this summer, Thomas Partey out of contract. Those two players very quickly being replaced by Christian Norgaard and Martin Zubimendi.
So where else do they need to strengthen, or where do they want to strengthen, should we say, Arsenal?
Well, they're remaining talks with Valencia around the signing of the centre-back, Christian Mosquera, but clearly the main priority in this transfer window will be signing a striker. We know they're looking for a new winger and a striker. In terms of winger, we spoke last Friday about Eberechi Eze being a player of real interest. He's of interest to so many clubs in the Premier League and in the Champions League because he is such an incredible player. He has a release clause in his contract, £60 million release clause, which you think is a really good deal if a club wants to get that done this summer. And they've explored the conditions of that deal. And also, Rodrigo at Real Madrid is a player of real interest as well when it comes to wide players. I think they're really happy with what they've got in terms of the wide options. But I think when you look at Gabriel Martinelli's output over the course of the last 2 years, it's not been as good as it was in the previous season before that. So I think they just want to improve in every single area of the pitch. And when it comes to striker, there's still no indication as to who is their front runner, who is the main target. But I think we can safely say it's down to two in the form of Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres. So there is players there of interest to Arsenal. Initial talks have taken place, but I think now they've sorted out the issue with midfield. They've got that second choice goalkeeper in place. Kepa could be announced any day now. Midfield's in place. Now it's about getting these attacking players that can score them the goals to win that Premier League title at last.